I investigated the AI disability trend. If you don't know, there's been an AI disability trend going around. There have been OnlyFans stars using AI filters on their face and have been getting a bag.
Down syndrome, a condition caused by an extra copy of chromosome 21, which approximately 6 million people worldwide have. This extra chromosome can affect brain and body development, leading to developmental delays, intellectual disability, and an increased risk for certain medical issues. Dwarfism, a condition where an individual's height is significantly below average. It's generally defined as 4'10" or less, but that's not the only detail that defines someone as a little person. That would also be their bone structure, something they have to deal with through extremely painful surgeries to correct
but what's
their
this got to
bones,
do with the
sometimes
trend?
removing excess fluid around the brain, and other times getting their tonsils removed to improve breathing.
What did you
now,
find?
imagine using that disability, which
Down syndrome doesn't mean I can't be a perfect girlfriend. Yeah, just using the Down syndrome filter to essentially make the TikTok kind of, I guess, unique, weird in a way. I don't even know, like, what
millions of people deal with on a daily basis to promote your OnlyFans. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, swapping out your face for that of a disabled person's and making that your entire bit. Would
it
you
just
let
doesn't
Down syndrome
feel
stop
right.
you from being my boyfriend? Down
Like-
syndrome doesn't mean I can't crave connection. It just makes it harder to find. I'm a proof a Down syndrome babe can be a certified 10 and leave you wanting more.
and they're all pushing you to OnlyFans because all OnlyFans creators just all use the same marketing campaign once they find something that works. It's all pushing you to OnlyFans.
Be 3'11" and having Down syndrome doesn't mean I can't go down on my knees. And do you know what the
Wait, but you can't make yourself shorter now, can you? She's actually 3'11"?
chances are of having both achondroplasia and Down syndrome are? Well, only 6 cases have been reported in literature so far. And what does this specific account's bio read? 1 out of 7. So she's the 7th little person with Down syndrome, and you just so happen to come across her on Instagram Reels, and she just so happens to have an OF. By the way, I'm gonna be using the term OF instead of only.
Worse as niggas fall for it?
I'm sure YouTube isn't like.
Because they're just like, America has given way too much stimuli, dude. Way too much stimuli. And it's once you have so much, you start looking for the weird shit. You start looking for the weird shit, dog. And
Like that. Last time I spoke about that, I got demonetized. So we're gonna stick to saying OF. It's just crazy to me that the person behind the account actually did the research about there being 6 reported cases about having both disabilities and put that in your bio. And that's not all we're gonna be talking about in today's investigation. We're also gonna be looking into OF models who lie about their age, such as when this woman put a 16 on a birthday cake and blow out the candles for an IG reel. We're also gonna be interviewing a real OF model who gave us her personal takeaways as to how the OF industry operates and how she feels about these trends. And last but definitely not least, we're gonna be talking about using AI to look like really young girls. Oh yeah, and
yeah, we gotta kink shaming is gotta come back into action, dude. Kink shaming is really gotta come back into action because we cannot just let this slide like it's a normal day in Chicago. Like
selling that content. This rabbit hole is presented to you by none other than Turv. Me. My name is Tuv. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't even worry about that. I'm gonna earn your subscription by the end of this video. So if we're gonna talk about OF, then we need to talk about what it is, who created it, and what it's worth. I also want to give credit to a good friend of mine, Nikki Carrion. If you watch her videos, then you recognize this setup because I got extremely influenced by it. I thought it was a great way to keep you guys engaged, like if I'm a teacher. Shout out to Nikki, she makes great videos. You should go subscribe to her. So without boring you, let's start in 2016, when this British man right here, Tim Stokely, founded OF as a platform for performers to directly monetize their content with interactions. It's interesting to note here that Mr. Stokely had previously founded naughty websites like Glam Girls and Customs for You. OF was initially intended for musicians and influencers. It's pretty ironic that that's not how it ended up. So in 2017, they changed their minds and began letting explicit content onto the site. It wasn't until 2 years later that businessman Leonid Raskovinsky,
maybe he just realized, wait, I could blend all of this into one. He took his old skills and realized, wait, maybe I should have stayed where I was and make something Yeah, I mean, I could never.
It wasn't until 2 years later that businessman Leonid Raskovinsky I hope I pronounced that right, Leonid Radvinsky, acquired 75% of ownership of OF's parent company, Phoenix International Limited, and he became one of that company's directors. This is where The Independent claims OF gained a pop culture reputation for being a hive for pornography. The platform allowed and still allows creators to upload videos and garner subscribers from their content. Subscribers pay creators in monthly installments, one-time tips, or via pay-per-view. The company takes 20% of these fees. Not only that, but remember that cute little pandemic that caused me to not have a graduation or prom or a trip to Disneyland? Class of 2020, I feel for you. I was a part of you.
Damn!
But psh, don't complain. When you complain about that on the internet, remember, what are you really crying for? A proper send-off to your childhood? Ha, who needs one of those? Yeah, man, y'all cannot get mad at us when we complain about that being our graduation. Dude, I had a drive-through graduation. Like, and then the next year, class.
No, that actually does suck, dude. I feel for you. That, like, I couldn't even imagine what that was like. Does anybody here have that? Because I really feel for you. A drive-through graduation, bro? No prom? Those were some of the best nights, days of high school. I was like, bro, I'm just so glad to go to prom. I'm so glad to graduate. The day was lit. You got to have so much fun after. I almost graduated on Roblox. My sister, my brother, yikes. Tell him I feel for him.
21, just back to normal. Oh, awesome. I'm getting off topic, but just know it still hurts. Anyway, business for OF boomed in the pandemic. In March and April of 2020, the user and creator space grew by 75%. I wouldn't be surprised if you were in on that, viewer. Celebrities were making accounts as well. Cardi B,
don't do that.
Bad Baby, right when she turned 18 and made $1 million in 6 hours, breaking the record then, which is just so
made
gross.
an account, though.
By December of 2020, OnlyFans had 85 million users and more than 1 million creators, generating more than $2 billion in sales.
Oh my gosh, that's such a perfect time too, right? Because everyone's inside during COVID. Everyone's inside during COVID.
Owner Leonid Radvinsky received $500 million in dividends in the roughly 2-year period from 2021 to 2022. Yeah, that dude is richer than all of our family trees combined.
All you can do is go.
Quite literally a billionaire. In 2023, which is the most recent OF revenue statistic I could find, the company made $6.63 million. Just kidding, $1 billion. Do you know what I could buy with that?
Ducky, I'll pay you all my money if you start an OnlyFans. How much money you got? How much money you got? 3,000? 3,000 what? I don't like that you didn't put a currency. I think it said 3,000. Bur. Ethiopian bur. Dollars? Show me a screenshot. They will consider it. Show me a screenshot. And I might drop a Halloween calendar. A spooky month calendar. Show me a screenshot. Huh? You might get a summer special. That
much money? $1 million. Just kidding, $1 billion. Do you know what I could buy with that much money? A lot of $4.99 subscriptions, that's for sure. Now, where do these OF creators promote their content? I'll let you think about it, viewer, and think nice and hard. Pause. That sounds crazy. All right. What was your answer? If your answer was banana, I don't know why you would have answered with that, but it would be wrong. The answer is other social medias. Woohoo! Most of them go about putting their links in a link tree, which if you didn't know is a quick link site where you can gather all your socials or websites you want into a neatly confined space. But what about their content? Like the stuff that they post? Well, it's not difficult to just say it. Hey,
I got the Bonnie Blues. It depends.
And follow me on OF. Go see me with 10% clothes on over there. It's not difficult to say these things. Feed posts, story posts, tweets, TikToks, YouTube videos, and that's completely okay. That's like me promoting my music or my clothing brand, which, by the way, we just sold out on Exist. Thank you guys so much.
I like that. That's actually really cool.
You guys that missed out, I hope you're envious of the people that got this cat shirt. Look at that. Woohoo! See, like I said, there's nothing wrong with promotion and promoting on other social media sites. And I know at first it always seems like the OF creator is the only person on that account, and she's just promoting, I'm gonna use the pronoun she. Yeah, there are men OF creators, but this video is mainly focused on the women's side. Anyway, when we see them on our feed, we're most likely to think she runs the account, she owns the account, just like everyone else. But like every other industry that generates money, there is gonna be a team behind that woman. And as you can see in this stock photo that I have over here, it's all men. These OF managements are mainly run by men. And with this entire video, we're gonna get a bad look. Like I said this in another video. Every crime I report on that I talk about when I talk about social media sites or whatever, 90% of the video is a man committing the crime. And I'm not saying that to be a pick me or anything. I know it sucks, but I guess we gotta deal with it. These OF managements are full of money splits, contracts, chatters, and so much so that they can basically be called the brains behind the operation. Think about it as a record label for musicians.
The Andrew Tates
the creators grow with skills they know will work, and they also have a budget.
Modern day Andrew Tates. I'm an alpha. I got like 30 girls lined up on webcams, dude. Every day I teach them how to smile, how to get money from men, how to finger themselves properly. Don't you get it? I'm an alpha male. That's what I do. That's what alphas do. If you have babies from one woman, are you really an alpha?
All they will grow with skills they know will work, and they also have a budget, and all they will do is take a percentage of the new money that's generated from their new client. Honestly, on paper, it sounds like a fair trade. I see why they signed to agencies, and I'm not blaming them for that. But with every industry comes, to put it bluntly, pieces of shit. We're gonna use Tavina here as our OF model example. I didn't want to actually get a creator and use her as an example for this video. So there I am. I use the app FaceApp to make myself a woman, and I probably look hotter than you, so I hope you think about that when y'all go to sleep tonight. You see, when you're not in front of the camera,
I ain't gonna lie,
model instead, it can get real easy to make this.
Fuck what you talking about? I ain't gonna lie, Tom. Tom.
Decisions you would never make. I swear, it feels like some of these agencies feel like they're playing GTA and they have their own customizable character, and they're making these women do these really weird trends just to generate more money and to give them pennies in the end.
Because they all do the same trend the whole time. So you know it's being rent. Like there's got to be one massive marketing, like OF marketing company for sure that most of these ladies are going to, because they all run the same ad. They all run the same campaign every single time. Like one person does it, it's like they all follow the Ashton Hall trend. If you were a fitness person, it's like that. You're all gonna follow it because it works the most. But it's like eventually you're not really gonna stand out. It's like I've already seen this like 30,000 times.
25,000 monthly on Spotify, and you guys should go stream my music. Nice. This is a topic we're gonna circle back to in our interview with Amelie Warren. So please stay tuned and keep watching. Don't ruin my watch time. I bet you're not sleeping to this video, right? I'm engaging you, right? I hope I am, dude. So just keep in mind that most OF creators, especially the bigger ones, have an agency that's helping them out and that's controlling a lot of their decisions. Oh yeah, I also want to mention that while I was doing my research for this, I came across a Reddit thread and someone admitted to being a chatter.
I'm an OnlyFans chatter, and it depends from agency that hired you. Usually you get paid hourly about $3 an hour. 2 to 5% of earnings from messages and tips. $3 an hour?
For an OF model, in case you don't know what a chatter means, it's basically someone that is in the OF account messaging the men that are, I don't know, horny.
Oh, and like a social media manager.
And they think they're messaging the real girl, kind of like that one video I made a while ago. But basically, they're not talking to the woman, but they think they are. They're talking to
Wow, so you niggas not even talking to the real person when you going through these messages talking about, I want to spit on your back and please send me your saliva so I can drink it in my morning coffee. I'm gonna take it to Starbucks and tell the barista to pour it in my matcha green tea latte so I can slurp it up with extra sweetness. All of that for probably being a dude. For probably being a dude. You gotta love the irony.
A while ago. But basically, they're not talking to the woman, but they think they are. They're talking to most likely a man, aka a chatter. And apparently they make $3 an hour.
They're probably in the Philippines or something.
5% of the earnings from messages and tips. Remember, this is just one person from a year ago. It always changes, but I thought this was really funny and I wanted to mention it. Doesn't really seem worth it. With the rise of AI, society has to deal with a lot of new, illegal, and unethical problems. I've spoken about AI on this channel a handful of
I tell my parents about the shit you say on stream and they believe I'm watching a crackhead. Hey bro, you got good parents, dude. You got good parents. I like that. I like that. Oh, that's the funniest shit I heard all day, bro. Respect.
Doesn't really seem worth it. With the rise of AI, society has to deal with a lot of new, illegal, and unethical problems.
Yeah, dude. I said it 3,000 times, but I'm gonna say it again. One day, OF girls, you're going out of business too. You know, it's just gonna be AI OnlyFans girls. That's it. Like, do people really care if you're real? Like, do they care if they can't really ever touch you? They might just want to see. They just want it to look real, you know?
Talking about AI
OF bingo next time is insane.
On this channel a handful of times, like when that man fell in love with the AI bot, 2 crimes committed with AI, to even a minion gore trend that was popping up in December. I'll make a playlist for the AI videos in case you guys were interested. And even my voice was stolen by a YouTube Shorts creator. They were using me to talk about Taylor Swift drama. Out of all things my voice could be used for, that's what they chose to use my voice.
Wait, listen to this idea. Wait, did I cook? Listen out. Hear me out. We make crazy AI videos using YouTuber voices. Like this. We use like Tubbs' voice to tell a crazy Reddit story. Or we use Mr. Beast's voice to tell a crazy Reddit confession. Or we use Corey Kenshin or Queso or... That might be kind of fun. It's definitely already been done. I don't know if it has. Dude. I feel like I've seen that before with anime characters on TikTok. Definitely been... all right, let me write it down anyways. Hold on. We make AI videos using YouTubers' voices. Shit. It definitely has to be thought about a little bit more, because how do I make it wild? Or make it... Yeah, let me just think on it. I've seen Queso teach trigonometry. You need to create a story. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the fun part, because that's the part about the confession one. There's just trash stories. We got to create good stories, like sister leveling type shit, but with AI, right? Like if we AI'd over like an anime or something and made it just wild, like a parody. Yeah, I like it. We'll contemplate.
Even my voice was stolen by a...
Maybe I can force you guys to do it.
I bought 2 crimes committed with AI, to even a minion gore trend that was popping up in December. I'll make a playlist for the AI videos in case you guys were interested. And even my voice was stolen by a YouTube Shorts creator. They were using me to talk about Taylor Swift drama. Out of all things my voice could be used for, That's what they chose to use my voice
We
for.
love
I'll play a little clip
T-Swift.
of that right here. Someone is using my voice to make Taylor Swift shorts.
Taylor Swift spends millions of dollars every single day, but here's 3 most expensive items she owns. Taylor Swift and Travis
Oh
Kelce is
wow, they're
officially the
popping
most
off
searched couple in
too.
history.
27K likes.
People actually know nothing. Taylor Swift has some wild secrets about her life, and here's some craziest.
You guys get the point. And to the account,
200K.
deadlocked. You did not ask me for consent to use my voice. And yes, I did do my research whether or not I can sue your dumbass for using my voice. And trust me, I will be hitting up my lawyer. I already see you're from Canada.
Relax, we're T-Swift fans.
A fan that DM me. Hey, and shout out to the Swifties. I still be bumping You Belong With Me, Taylor's version specifically. So if y'all want to spread the word about this video in y'all community, please do so. We can support each other. And since we're on the topic of my response to my voice being used by an AI YouTube Shorts,
It's we, Kota.
Someone really
You
went
love
out of their
Taylor
way
if I
to
love
go on my
Taylor.
subreddit
We all
and
love
be like,
Taylor.
don't you guys think his ego is getting too
Hive
big?
mind.
Like, why is he threatening to sue? Bro, my voice was being used to generate money. And some people were actually commenting that on the YouTube short itself, saying stuff like, wow, Tuv's ego is big now. I can't complain about my voice being used. Nah, bro, like sometimes y'all gotta realize I'm a human being. I know you see me right now in this on your screen, but just know after this, I'm gonna go play Roblox or something. Like, I am a real human, so it obviously makes me uncomfortable using my voice for stuff like that. I just want to defend myself real quick. Thank you for letting me rant. Anyway, AI is only getting smarter and faster. Quote, the market for artificial intelligence grew beyond 184 billion US dollars in 2024, a considerable jump of nearly 50 billion compared to 2023. The staggering growth is
It's gonna be
expected to
even
continue
bigger in
with
the
the
next
market
5.
raising past 826 billion
Wow, in 2030, yeah. Oh wow.
dollars in 2030. I'm sure you
If you are not on AI in any way, I'm just gonna say you're bugging, right? Like, you can have the old man mindset of I don't want to try anything new, I don't need this, but I just want to say you're crazy. Like, it's never gonna be you. It should not be you. You should not be using it to replace yourself. You should not be using it to write papers. You should not be using it for anything like that. But if you're not using it to help you learn, to take actionable steps in life, or like, you read a book and you need something explained, or you're bugging. You're just like, you're essentially just wasting time for no reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's there. Use it. It's free, right? Like, use it.
continue with the market racing past
Sorry for that rant.
826 billion US dollars in 2030. I'm sure you get the point. The future is horrifying and the present is scary. But what if OF promotion and AI somehow had a baby? What do we get? We get the awesome Down syndrome trend. A trend in which a Down syndrome deepfake is placed onto a creator's face and is used to promote their OF. They use some really corny captions, not only to attract men, but sometimes to even ask for sympathy.
Syndrome is down, but ass is up. Never heard that before. People love to ask if Down syndrome is a red flag. But here's the truth. It's just one part of who I am. I have hopes, dreams, and a whole lot of love to give, just like anyone else. Don't judge me by a label. Take the time to really get to know me, and you'll see what truly matters. And OnlyFans girls using this? But like, what about when I get into your OnlyFans, and then you don't? Like, what if I do like Down syndrome girls, but then I get into the OF and you don't have Down syndrome? Like, I'm gonna be halfway through jerking my shit, I'm about to nut, you turn around, I realize your face is normal, and boom, I nut on my own face, because I'm like, oh, this is false. I was trying to nut on the phone, but I don't want to nut on that. You see what I'm saying? Like, all that to say, this is false advertising. Are we not gonna talk about that?
I love to ask if Down syndrome is a red flag, but here's the truth. It's just part of who I am. I have hopes, dreams, and a lot of love to give, just like anyone else. Don't judge me by a label. Take the time to really get to know me, and you'll see what truly matters. I know how to love with my whole heart, how to listen, how to support, how to stand by someone through the highs and lows. I'm loyal. I'm thoughtful. I give the kind of love that's real, not performative.
Face is normal.
But most people
No,
don't even give me a chance. They hear Down.
I was saying. Like, if I had a kink, bruh. If I had a
And
kink.
decide I'm not capable of romance or partnership or being the one. But here's the truth. I can be the perfect girlfriend, not because I'm flawless, but because I'm real, loving, and full of heart. If you believe love is about who someone is on the inside, not a label they were born with, share this. Because I deserve a love that's as genuine.
What kind of niggas are you attracting with this? This like feel bad for me type of vibe. 4chan members.
I give. Tell me you're using ChatGPT without telling me you're using ChatGPT.
Sure.
Like, come on, guys. At least make these captions look real. And the same goes for the little person with the Down syndrome filter on their face. Would my Down syndrome and the fact that I'm a M-word stop you? Or would you actually see me for who I am? See, I get it. Some people can't look past the labels that don't even begin to define who I am, what I can do, or what I deserve. You get the point.
This is what I'm saying. Like, they all sound the same because they're all like. AI is supposed to, it should be used, yeah, but it should still be from you. Like, it should sound like you. If I start typing online and I sound like Obama, it's like, nigga, that clearly ain't you.
Asking for sympathy is another level. You're already doing this. You're already
just wanted to formulate your thoughts, not tell you what to say.
Please. Like I said in the intro of this video, this is unethical, disgusting,
this
and
is
pathetic.
insane.
At the beginning of this investigation,
And false advertising.
Putting other women's faces onto other content creators and trying to make money for themselves. I'm talking about the Down syndrome filter. I did see some other ones where they would use a person without a disability, but we're mainly talking about the Down syndrome filters. Deepfaking a woman's face onto a TikTok video is unethical either way. But the reason I thought they weren't in on it at first is because one of the first cases I found out about was the case of a creator named Freaky Angela XO. It seems she had her video stolen and replaced by that filter. My partner in this investigation, Cold Raven, actually made a good video calling that account out, pointing the filter glitching out, the same body type, tattoos, background, etc. I actually reached out to Angela via OF DMs to inform her team on this, but looking back, I was definitely talking to a chatter, and the management team was probably in on it. These accounts get taken down really quick, but that doesn't stop the agencies from dropping new ones every day. It's easy to create an Instagram account, you know? All I did was promote my channel to them and gave them a heads up that this video was dropping. So I'm really wondering if they're all watching this fuming at the fact that I'm calling them out. But managers, trust me, you can promote your girls' OFs without having to go down this disgusting route. And as I was talking to my family about this investigation, I noticed that the older people in my family couldn't decipher that these were deepfakes. And I know, as being Gen Z, we grew up with the internet. We're very used to being able to identify when something is a deepfake, when something's not. Even though AI is getting a lot better, they're not that advanced yet. And it hit me like a truck, and just being like, oh, you know what? I forget people that are older than me exist. I'm 23, by the way. Yeah, I'm an unc, all right? I'm literally an uncle. I have a
23 unc? Relax, baby boy. Relax. Your nutsack just dropped, buddy. Calm down. Calm down.
They're not that advanced yet. And it hit me like a truck, and just being like, oh, you know what? I forget people that are
23, that's unc? Yeah, right.
older than me exists. I'm 23, by the way. Yeah, I'm an unc, all right? I'm literally an uncle. I have an awesome nephew. Shout out to him. He can't even understand this video. Actually, I don't even want him watching this video. So I'm going to be showing you guys some proof that this is clearly a filter, and proof of it glitching out. It's going to be on the screen. So just look at these images. When these women turn to some degree, the filter disappears. A rule of thumb to pay attention to is how high quality their faces are compared to their bodies. Their faces usually glitch out when they turn, and the people behind this method know that, which is why they like using clips where the creator is strictly facing the camera. Now let's talk about the actual OF accounts. So if you were to theoretically go...
Can we actually pause for a second and ask how this has become a market though? Like, if one person did it, it would make sense. Because like, I mean, let me not say, if one person did it, it's crazy. It's like, what the hell are you doing? But the fact that more than one person is doing it means that it's working. Right? It means, oh my gosh, this disabled OnlyFans creator thing is working. Why is it working? Why do people want to see disabled people going crazy like that? People like the Downs? Yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with it. I guess everyone deserves love. I believe that. Just kind of crazy. Like, all right.
Go onto their OF link and buy it, which yes, I did. I can't believe this is another video where I say that this was part of my research. Yes, I bought the OF. But first we have to talk about what verification do you need to make an OF account? And I quote, as part of the age and identity verification process, prospective creators must provide more than 9 pieces of personally identifying information and documents before they can post content on OF. This includes full name, date of birth, bank account information, address, email address, valid government ID, a standalone selfie, a selfie while holding their photo ID, and social media handles. Depending on the country, fans may have to provide various personally identifying information, confirmations, payment details.
And can people know if you're on OnlyFans? Like, is it gonna ping my friends and be like, Devontae has just joined OnlyFans. Do you want to be friends and jerkmate together? You can have a jerkmate competition this week. Like, it's just like as a ranking system in it, like Facebook. You've been poked by Devontae. And it's like an emoji of a dick poking you. Nah. You've been poked. Got your ass, nigga. Oh man, when they used to poke you on Facebook, I'd be like, oh my God, I got poked.
Fans may have a selfie while holding their photo ID and social media handles. Depending on the country, fans may have to provide various personally identifying information, confirmations, payment details, and documents to view media content on OF. So what do their OF accounts post? They don't show their faces. Surprise. And no, I can't show you guys not only because they're explicit, but I'm pretty sure they're copyrighted and they would take down this video. So here we have Tavina with her beautiful hand taking a selfie, but that's how they take their selfies. They cover their face, so you can't disprove that they don't actually have Down syndrome. Except your boy, Detective Tubington, actually did some more research. Let's talk about this account for a second. Sasha May XOXO. And yes, I'm aware I'm giving.
What kind of action is that to pay for though? Like how much money are you really making? I want to see some face action.
All these accounts publicity, it's worth spreading this information for. So as you can see, Sasha May is a model. She's 19. She has a private account 19? And she has an extra chromosome, which means she has extra charm. How charming. I'm not joking when I say that her bio literally links her private account with her real face in the picture. Not only that, 19? But a simple Google search will lead you to her Twitter, where you can clearly find the original pictures they used to put a Down syndrome deepfake onto. Come on, guys. You gotta do a little bit better. You gotta do a lot of it better. So now we know this is a method.
You didn't even get to 4 years of college, bro. You didn't even get to try. Like, I understand experimenting, but like 19?
The management is most likely behind this, which means the women behind it gotta be okay with it to some degree, unless they signed a shitty deal, which yeah, I understand, but we're never gonna really know unless we straight up ask them, which they're not gonna tell us. And that's just me giving them the benefit of the doubt. From the outside looking in, everyone involved in this is a piece of shit. This needs to be put to a stop. This is a disability millions of people suffer from. They're wonderful people and they should be seen as that, not as a ploy to get old men to buy your subscription of $3, which 20% of that goes to OF, and who knows however much goes to the agency. Is it really worth it? I say this with all due respect, but if you really want OF subscribers, be hot like Tavina. Be hot like her. Look at that, no filters whatsoever. That was actually mean. Go to the gym, work on your mental health, paint your toenails black, get shoulder length hair, wear fishnets. Oh,
in a way you just said work on your mental health with the OnlyFans in the same sentence.
You should never have to stoop this low. And shame on the little person too if they're in on it. You of all people know what it's like to be disabled, bullied, objectified, called slurs. And to even let this happen is more than saddening. Again, maybe her management is doing it without her consent, but I highly doubt that.
I'm gonna pause right here because bro just came in here and said Lakers in 5. B with no hide. I jumped in, I dived. I'm still alive. Lakers in 5. But they down right now, bro. You kind of cooked.
Considering she doesn't show her face on her OF. You know what that means, right? That she's aware. Most likely aware. I tried looking for these agencies, but surprise, surprise, they do their best to stay hidden. And I'm not gonna point the finger at all these agencies because I do have faith that at least some of them don't have to use degenerate methods to drive clicks to their creators' OFs. Now, speaking of degenerate methods to drive clicks to your OF, let's talk about age baiting. So what exactly is that and how is it a method? I'll let fellow YouTuber and researcher in this investigation, Cold Raven, explain that in his own words.
Age baiting is becoming a common practice nowadays on OF for promotion. Now, if you don't know what age baiting is, it's when individuals or their management are going out of their ways to downplay their age just for more attraction and to attract a certain audience. You know what that audience is like. Now, let me tell you this much. It's not women in their 20s that are downplaying, you know, they're 24, so they're pretending to be 20. Some of these women are 22, 23, and they are downplaying to just have turned 18 years old. Not making this up. And we're going to talk about this woman over here named Daniela. What Daniela decided to do is, as of recent, uploaded a video saying turning 18. Now, here's a problem with that. The big problem is the fact that Daniela has owned an OF page for many years. Many years. So if you're now turning 18, what's to be assumed? What do you insinuate?
What are you, like 30? Is she 30?
Illegal material on OF? You've been doing that for all these years. And let me tell you this much. If you open up an OF page, which I tried to do, it's very difficult. It is not easy. Now, okay, I tried to open it up for the video purposes, for this video purposely, you know what I'm saying? Not on my own time, gotta clarify that. It's very hard to do. You gotta send in bank account, you gotta send in ID, you gotta do a whole bunch of stuff. You gotta jump through hoops. It's not just you have 2 eyes and a pulse and they give you an account. No, it takes a lot of stuff and they need a lot of information for you to open up an account. So you can see the problem with this woman doing this. Now, here's the thing. She is on the lighter side. Yes, the lighter side. There's another individual that I found that decided to grab a birthday cake, put candles on it. Now, these candles were shaped in the number of a 20, a 19, a 16. Yes, this individual named Sky or Wife, who goes by many names, decided to put candles in the shape of 16, blow them out, and then said in the caption like 16 years and sparkling to promote the OF page. So you're role playing as a 16-year-old to promote your OF page. We know what type of audience you're trying to tap into. It's very obvious. And when confronted, she pretty much said, long hair, don't care. Which,
wow. 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 Sometimes it really can feel like we are on a fallen planet, dog. Like we are on a fallen earth.
It doesn't work that way. You can't just long hair, don't care your way out of that. It's not how that works. She literally just stated, wish I cared. And let me tell you the kicker. At the exact same time, she uploaded this. On her other page, she uploaded herself
anything for the bag, man.
In the shape of a 19. Same outfit. Same environment, same everything. The only thing that changed was the candles.
She was testing the ads.
From the age of 16 to 19 in a matter of a few minutes. What do you have, the lifespan of a fucking housefly? That's not humanly possible. It's just absolutely despicable. I don't understand why people do this.
Times cannot be this hard, bro. It should never, like, even if they are. Said,
I'm going to be throwing you into an amazing interview done by Tuv, and it's going to be
our thing for a reason, right?
Now that we're back,
like, I'll shake some ass.
The only special guest we're going to have in this video. Like I said in the intro, we do have an interview with none other than Amelie Warren. In this interview, we talk about the dangers of OF management, her story on how she was manipulated and joined at only 18 years old, and the use of AI such as the Down syndrome trend. She also gives us insights on other methods that are used in the OF industry. So let's head on to the interview. I'm sure they want to get to know you a little bit. So if you could tell us, how long have you had an OF account, how many followers you have on social media, and how old you are?
Okay, my name is Amelie Warren. I'm 22 years old. I've done OF since I was 18, so about 5 years, almost 5 years now. I'm 22. Yeah, I have over 1 million on TikTok, a little bit over 600K on Instagram.
Wow.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So you say you joined OF at 18. Can you tell us why? Like, if it's a private reason, you don't
No,
have to,
it's not.
obviously.
It's not. Oh God, I actually got into the industry like not in like a good way. I don't recommend anybody. Sex
what is a good way? What is a
topic.
good way to get into the industry? What does that even mean? I don't think that's real.
private reason you don't have
No,
to,
it's not. It's
obviously.
not. Oh God. I actually got into the industry like not in like a good way. I don't recommend anybody. Sex work is a very hard topic because at the same time there's aspects of empowerment, but there's also a lot of like grooming and like predatory behavior and manipulation. But I knew this guy and he was a lot older than me. I thought he was so cool. He would always like he would drive me around his Tesla. He would go to Tulum all the time. And I had a very small following, like not too big, like this before I like really blew up. But I had like, 20K on Instagram. Like I had a good amount, but not too much. And I was like, so like I saw this guy have so much money. He's like, yeah, I do OnlyFans management, da da da. And I really, really liked him.
He Andrew Tated your ass, nigga. That's what he did. You really like, yeah, he Andrew Tated your ass.
And he kind of
He's-
used that
he's-
to
he
his
was a pimp.
advantage to
Yeah, he pimped you out,
low-key sign me. And I got into a really scummy contract, like awful contract. This dude was fucking evil, which 99% of managements are, and all they do is exploit women. They were taking money from me. When I dropped them, I had to pay them a sunset clause. It was originally supposed to be 5 years,
sell
but I
myself,
got it
so
down to 1
empowering-
year, and
so
then it was
empowering.
like 25% of everything I
That's what I'm saying.
made for a year. And they didn't even help me get to the point where I was at, which really sucked. But now I know that actually only contracts are not enforceable because it's sex work and it's a very like weird territory line, and most of the time managements aren't going to come and sue the girls, so they really use like legal battles and these contracts to kind of make these girls scared. And because not a lot of girls are aware of that. I mean, I was 18 and I didn't really know, and my mom was like kind of like, hey, like you should pay this because if you do go to court, it'll look good if you pay the 25%. But I then later realized, especially with my new management right now, that like those contracts aren't enforceable, and a lot of the times it's used to scare
Just
and
a scare
exploit
tactic,
women.
yeah.
Wow.
It's really gross. Yeah. But yeah, that guy was really gross. He like even promised me that he would like date me if I made like 100K a month. Yeah, it was really fucking gross.
Did he know you when you were like a minor, like 17, then you turned 18, and that's when yeah?
Yeah, so this guy was like my neighbor back in my
What?
old hometown, and I would ask him to hang out, and he wouldn't hang out with me until I turned 18. He would talk to me when I was 17, but he wouldn't hang out with me till I was 18.
Oh, he was plotting.
Right?
Yeah, he was plotting. He was a little bit older for sure, like 4 or 5 years. Once I turned 18, then he hung out with me, but we were definitely talking when I was 17. And then a few months into the management, I was like, yo, I'm done with this, and I dropped them, and they threatened me with legal action. They threatened me with all this
It
even
was
though what
still
I did was
the same guy that you thought was cool. He was just threatening you with like a lawsuit. Damn.
when I wanted to leave, and they were taking money from me. They were like really fucking gross, like, and really awful, and they also like manipulated me into making certain content that I didn't want to make, which
Sounds
really
like a
sucks.
bad music deal,
because
man.
if I had just started OnlyFans, or if I had just started OF or gave advice to anybody doing OF, I would really encourage them that they can do whatever the they want. I wish I just stuck to lingerie content, but now it's kind of already out there, so I can't change, and it really sucks. That's why
Understandable.
being so young and starting it is like you are so easily manipulated and coerced, especially when they're like, you're gonna make so much money. Oh, these girls make more money than you right now because they show more, or they do this and you have to do this, blah blah blah. Yeah, it was really the industry is really like it's hard. It's always been hard. No, it's okay, but I started blowing up on TikTok as soon as I left them.
I was
Nice.
just
And
about
that's
to
when I
ask, how'd you gain your audience? Cool. Okay.
Nice.
So they
Yeah.
didn't help you with that at all.
At all. That was like my villain arc story. Like I'm not
And it looks like pretty tame content on TikTok too, huh?
kidding. Like that was my villain origin. I was like, bro, these kids,
Bro.
they suck. I was managing my own account for years, and I did lose a lot of money on that, but whatever, that's not the point. But they traumatized me. I was like, I don't trust any management. They're all scummy. They're all exploitive. They all just want to use women. All this, they will try to take like 50% of you make and literally do nothing.
And then OF already takes 20%, right?
Yes, exactly. But that's the problem that I had, is that
Like
a
the
lot of these
YouTube
managements,
machinima
they don't give a
deals.
fuck about how you look. They don't give a fuck about what they just want you to do what they say and make the videos that they want you to make. And it was funny as shit. I came out to LA and I was at a Halloween party, and I'm at this Halloween party. Haven't seen this kid since he was threatening me. I'm not even kidding you. I look over to the side. He's standing there. My heart sunk into my ass. And he looks at me, he starts smiling, and I'm like, oh hell nah. He comes up to me, he goes, Amelie, my girls have been using your audios, like, because I was making TikTok on your audios. He
They've
goes,
been
all
using-
of them have been blowing up. They're so good. Da, da, da. I'm looking at this kid like, you piece of shit.
Right, this
I
nigga.
have to pay them so much money that they never even help me make.
How scummy? What would you call them? A management? An agency? What would you say that those people were? Piece of shit?
I call
This nigga was like, nah, it worked out for both of us in the end, dude.
I call those scam
Worked out
agents,
for
like,
both
they're
of us.
literal scammers. They exploit women. They're exploitive as all they give a about is just signing girls at the highest percentage that they can. And they would do where they would like pretend, they would like, oh, we bought a whole bunch of cosplay on stuff on Amazon for you. I was like, oh, cool, that's so sweet of you. I didn't pay for it. And then when I got my bill at the end of the month, when they charged me or whatever, they would take the money off and like include it for the expenses. They even had their bank account hooked up to my to my OF for a while. It was really bad. Some managements will have like this persona of like, they're very popular in LA, right? For example, these certain management, only managers will throw parties to get their brand out there. And it's like a cult fraternity vibe. Like they'll throw parties. People will want to get invited to these parties. They'll post on Instagram, oh, we take these girls on trips. We take these girls on da-da-da. Like they get gifts, they get necklaces, they get all these expensive things, they get taken out. We go on private jets, we go on cruises, and it glamorizes OF and sex work, but it also makes these other girls being like, oh.
So I think it's always been like that though, right? Isn't that just the Hugh Hefner, the Dan Bilzerians, that's what makes them keep coming around. It's like, oh my God, I see so much money. Like if you have money as a moral compass, it's going to be easy to fall into this type of trap. Like if that's your more like, I'll feel good or feel better, my life will be better when I get a lot of money. It definitely solves money problems. Don't get me wrong on that, which is great if you're starving. But it doesn't solve health, mental health, which is like the biggest thing in this industry. I just couldn't see you having good mental health, bruh. And that's what I'm like, doesn't make sense.
Go on cruises, and it glamorizes OF and sex work, but it also makes these other girls being like, oh, I want to be this girl, I want to be this girl, oh, I want to be with their management so bad, I want to be with their management so bad. And they create this illusion of exclusivity and this frat and this like kind of friend group. Mind you, none of these girls even like each other. Like none of the girls like each other. They're all mean.
We know that OF management is scummy. We know they use scummy methods.
Not all, but most.
Oh, okay. Everyone watching this, most of them. With that, we bring the topic of AI. As of recently, some of my fans have been sending me messages on Instagram and saying, have you seen these Down syndrome filters? I was like, what are you talking about? What? And I clicked the video, and yeah, it's like, seems to be a woman without a disability with the Down syndrome face doing a TikTok dance, and then the caption being some corny stuff.
Your dick doesn't care if I have Down syndrome.
Stuff like, yeah, my syndrome is down, but I can get blank up, or something corny like that. I already knew this industry was pretty bad, but I didn't know it was gonna get even worse with AI. I should have, though. I should have honestly thought about that. But yeah, do you know about this trend?
I do. Yeah, I've seen it multiple times. I've seen the Down syndrome one on my Instagram reels specifically a few times. I've seen people lie about being trans. I've seen people lie about disabilities. I've seen people lie about other things. I've seen people take other girls' content, put a different face on it, make content that way. But yeah, I've seen it. It's really gross, especially when they're profiting off of like disabilities and like creating more fetishizations towards like this specific disability. The porn industry itself has created lots of problems, and that's not something that I don't recognize. I guess my problem with it is that when people like to blame the women, I think that's the biggest problem that I have.
Like, who gets in the comments, it's gonna be the woman in the video.
Exactly. These managements, a lot of the shitty ones, most of them look into these AI.
My nigga, we blaming all of you. Like, we're not just gonna gloss over free will, dude. Like, we're not just gonna gloss over free will. Like, someone has a gun to your head and says, do this crazy. We're blaming all of you, dude. Like, please. Like, unless you genuinely have a gun to your head, all right, I'm not blaming you. But no, all of you, dude.
In the video.
Exactly. These managements.
Like, if someone came to me and was like, yeah, I need you to put an AI face on yourself, Ducky. I want you to look like Makima, right? What's that lady from Chainsaw? And I want you to put on some titties and dance. If I do it, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna blame I'm gonna blame the person that told me to do it. Like, yeah, they made me sign a contract. I had to. Like, they literally, fuck out of here.
the shit you
comments, it's gonna be
Come on, bro.
the woman in the video.
exactly. These managements,
think it has to be a
lot of the
men and
shitty ones,
woman
most of
thing,
them
dude.
look into these AI
I really
models
don't.
so they can exploit women in a different light.
think it's gotta be
because
a
a
men
lot of
and
those
woman
scam agents
thing.
are like, let's get this girl signed at 50%, let's get her signed at 75%, let's take as much income as we can and milk her like a cow for as much money as we can. And then AI came out and they're like, wait, we can make our own women and take 100% of the profit. We
That's
don't
what I'm
have to pay
saying.
these women anything and make our own AI. But the thing is now this is becoming a saturated market, and AI is also not that advanced to where they can make those creative videos.
Like,
they can
yeah.
make those dancing videos. They can make some talking videos, but it's kind of obvious
Essentially, you're
sometimes,
saying
not
you
to
can't
the older
masturbate
generation. So they're
on-
desperate for virality, clickbait, anything to gain more attention, because the more attention you gain, obviously that results in more clicks and
Can't
more
put
money.
that on the
So
OF.
I think that's where the Down syndrome and other disability filters or whatever to gain as much interaction and engagement. I've even had a management contact me being like, hey, you already make all these videos. Do you want to put a filter on it and post it? We can do the Down
wow.
syndrome filter. I'm like,
What
no.
the fuck?
like, no, you know. And I do think a lot of the girls get manipulated into doing content that they necessarily wouldn't want to do. I think it just depends. I do think a lot of the time it's the management's fault sometimes, where the girls are like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I want to make more money.
So when you mentioned that a management had reached out to you to put filters on your face, they specifically said Down syndrome?
It was like a phone call, and I was bringing that up, and I was like, have you seen this? And it's like, yeah, it's genius, isn't it? And I'm like, hey, that's where we differ. Yeah, no, I was like, you know, because a lot of people don't give a fuck about like being harmful, especially when it's just like you're so consumed in this business. I think it's easy to fall into like whatever, let's do whatever to get money. It's a hard ethical line, you know.
It shouldn't be that hard.
It shouldn't be. No, 100%. All they give a fuck is about money, and nobody will hold these people accountable because they don't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
They have nobody to like, you know what I mean?
And it's
Just some
porn.
random
No one's
dude
ever
named
held
Tyler
anyone
living
accountable
somewhere in
with
LA.
porn.
I mean, if the dude said it's genius, it's gotta boost clicks to some degree.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've seen like rage bait content, anything that will spark debate. There's so many different methods that a lot of OF girls use to get engagement. For example, Jelly Beans, she will jump on cars and break them just to piss people off and get people to comment. You get sucked into just engagement, and a lot of people would just do whatever to get it. There's not really an exact number, but even me, I saw that on my reel, I clicked it and I was watching it a few times, the playbacks, I'm reading the comments, the Down syndrome one. Yeah, like I've seen
And then
that,
it goes
clicked
super
it,
viral.
I'm watching it over and over again.
You're
I
gonna
stopped the
get
account 'cause I'm
someone
like,
to
what the
bite.
like da-da-da-da, like I've seen it all the time. It's crazy. I was like, damn, you know how much I was like, I would low-key. Camilla got famous from the Squid Games video, and I don't think she paid her way into that. I think that's actually organic.
Yeah.
But I was like, if Mr. Beast like put on a thing, like I know girls that would pay 100 to 200K to be in a video because that engagement and that would literally change someone's life.
I never thought about it that deep, and I know damn well the people in the comment section don't think this deep into it.
Nobody does.
They just comment, why, if anything, if they get mad, like, why are you using this filter? I've seen, you know, the creepy men be like, yo, like, this is nice, or I could treat you right, you know, weirdo. But that's the most you'll get.
Nobody talks about it. I've always wanted to, but I'm like, that's why I was like really excited that you're making this video.
Thank you for coming on. That's it for the interview. So big
Okay,
thank you,
awesome.
Amelie.
Appreciate
I'm gonna shout
it.
her out at the end of the
Great
video
interview.
again. So big thank you to you, Amelie, for being down to be interviewed. I know you're watching this video, and I want to say a sincere thank you for joining me on this investigation. And our last topic for this investigation is an account named Mini Mela 0. I'd honestly be doing you guys a disservice if I didn't talk about this. Now, how did I find this account? So while I was in the comment section of the accounts that had the Down syndrome filter, right? So I went through their comment sections, and I saw a lot of creepy old men in there saying some wild stuff. And I went through their followings. One specific guy was following this account, Mini Mela 0. And do I even have to bring up how young this filter looks? And yes, in case you couldn't tell, that was AI. And I had to censor their breast portion because they have their nipples protruding through their cloth. But this gets even creepier. I noticed that this woman had a very clean chest. I'm talking no moles, no rashes, literally squeaky clean. And then I noticed she covered her stomach area when she would wear revealing clothing. And then I noticed a color change in her skin color when she did show her stomach. And then it hit me. This is a freaking man wearing a breast chest plate and putting an AI filter of like a young Asian girl. Boom. Crazy. Is that not crazy when I found
Get the fuck out of here. A grown ass man acting like an Asian child with get the
in her skin, her stomach area.
Oh my god, I don't think he's wrong. It's fake.
This gets even creepier. I noticed that this woman had a very clean chest.
Do we see a little bit of mustache action right there?
I'm talking no moles, no rashes, literally squeaky clean. And then I noticed she covered her stomach area when she would wear revealing clothing. And then I noticed a color change in her skin color when she did show her stomach. And then it hit me. This is a freaking man wearing a breast chest plate and putting an AI filter of like a young Asian girl. Boom. Crazy. Is that not crazy? When I found that out, I was like, yo, I'm like the GOAT of being a detective. But that's freaking crazy. I have no solid proof that it's a man, but there's definitely a lot of clues leading up to
the fact that old men will fall for this shit. You know they will, dude. Nah, you know they will, bro. They just trying to goon.
Being a man. AI filter, clean chest area, never talks, covers the stomach area, and seems to have large hands. So how does this creator sell their
You just be bored, bro.
content? Remember, you need a lot of forms of verification to be on OF. Patreon. Hey, Patreon. You might want to consider adding more verification methods just in case creeps like this want to pretend to be a young Asian girl and sell their quote-unquote content. The other account in their
The internet is still so unregulated. It's
an account
scary.
and it's more AI focused. Like the images are fully generated by AI and these actually look like a grown woman. So what do her prices look like? The normal plan is $15 and quote allows you to see NSFW images, while the only other option, the second one, takes a huge leap to $300 and is quote only for people who love Ramu. Well then, who the f is Mila?
Who the f is Coco?
If this video doesn't scare you when it comes to our future as a society, I don't know what will.
Did you buy it? That's kind of scary, bro. What's in there?
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you think I earned your subscription, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. I put in so much effort into this video.
Good vid, Tough. That was very informative. This AI trend is out of control. We need to shut these niggas down.